WBON TV is here in Casey County at the Galleon Home and Christian Academy, where their biggest fundraiser of the year is about to happen the second week of October. It's a big quilting auction, and developmental director Quincy Burt told us all about it.
One of the things that we do at the Galleon Home to bring in funds every year, and our biggest event every year, is our quilt auction. It's the 28th annual Quilt and Craft Auction. It's October 13th and 14th this year. It's always the second weekend in October. And we have quilts that come from all over the country and even Canada, different Amish and Mennonite communities, different people from all over the place, churches, community groups, quilting groups that donate these items, and they bring them in, they send them in, and we have an event now every year. As I mentioned, this is the 28th time that we've done this, where these quilts come in, and we just have a two-day event right here on our campus that is just a lot of fun, really good for a lot of people. As I mentioned a little earlier, it is the 13th and 14th. So on the 13th, it's a Friday evening. We start at 4:30 with a spaghetti supper in our main house, and it is a really, really good meal. You got to come out to that after the spaghetti supper, and again, that is donation only. So if you're just hungry and you want to put some money in the jar, you get some great spaghetti, garlic bread, all kinds, some good salad. It's a really good meal on Friday night to really kick everything off. After the spaghetti supper, you move on up to the gym at 6:30. Our Galleon family does a program with some testimony and some songs, and really just have a good time meeting some of the family that lives right here on our campus. And then following that, we have our craft auction. We do as many of the crafts that come in by Friday, we do on Friday night to try to focus on quilts on Saturday. All the crafts, that's usually when they come in, when people bring them with them on that Friday, and we have a craft auction. That goes usually pretty well, and when that is over on Friday night, everybody gets a chance to rest before coming back for the big event on Saturday. Saturday morning, October 14th, it is going to be 7 a.m. pancake breakfast at the main house. Again, great food, come and hang out, have some fellowship. Following the pancake breakfast at 10 a.m. is when the quilt auction gets started up in the gym, and it is from 10 a.m. until all the quilts are gone, and usually we get anywhere between 250 and 300 quilts, and they are awesome, they are beautiful, they come from all over the country. In Canada, we have a lot of great people that send them ahead of time. Some bring them with them when they come. There's a catalog of what comes in ahead of time, so you can kind of prepare and plan your day to auction, to bid on the ones that you really want and get your eye on. We've got them on racks on one end of the gym to where you can actually look at them beforehand, and so it's really a lot of fun. During the day, there's lunch available. The local fire department comes and grills up a lot of chicken and some other food to be available that day. There's concessions available. There's a lot of baked items. Our girls here from the ministry and some of our volunteers make a lot of baked items and have those for sale throughout the day. Great prices, really awesome snickerdoodles and homemade bread, pies, anything you can think of. It's their whoopie pies that are like this big. They are really good. And then actually some of our residents, they make rag rugs. We actually have a young lady here that is 95% blind. Her name is Medina, and she makes these rag rugs. And there's 3 other residents that now know how to do it because of her. And they will auction off a few of those throughout the day and have some for sale outside the gym as well, some buy now prices. And speaking of buy now prices, there is a big section in the gym of smaller quilts, wall hangings, all kinds of other stuff that people donated that we just couldn't fit into one day of auctioning off. And there is a buy now corner of all of that stuff that you got to check out. Some really reasonable prices. Stock up for your Christmas gifts. It's a really awesome opportunity to get a lot, and every cent goes to the Galleon Home and all the ministries that we do with the kids in the school, in Born Free, in the Blessing House, and all the different things that we do through Galleon Home Ministries. It's a completely volunteer-driven event. The auctioneers are volunteer. There's a big group from Canada that comes and volunteers and just does whatever we ask. They make meals for the Friday night spaghetti supper, the Saturday morning pancake breakfast. They also do a lot of the setup and tear down for us that help us out a lot. I mean, we've got a lot of staff people that help that day. It's all hands on deck. I'll be walking around taking pictures and doing as much as, answering questions, because some people do end up at the quilt auction that's never heard of us before. And we actually have tours of our facility and our ministry every 30 minutes to where people can take a look and see, because we are privately funded. We want people to see where their money goes and the care of these kids and what's going on right here on this 22-acre campus that they get to call home. So it's really a fun event, a volunteer-driven event. We really want to see some more local people come out and see what it's all about. We're here in the middle of nowhere, Kentucky and Liberty and Casey County, but it's a beautiful drive to come out here in the fall when the leaves are changing in the middle of Amish and Mennonite community. It's really pretty. The campus is just buzzing that day. So it is really a cool opportunity to come out and see what the Galleon Home Ministries are all about, and then also contribute some to that by bidding on some beautiful quilts.
Looks like there's a lot of beautiful quilts up for auction, and donations are still being accepted until the second week of October. For WBON TV here in Liberty, Kentucky, I'm Marissa Hempel.